Hello everyone, I am your host Prikshit here from the channel Talks with Bree, and today we have Mr. Rupinder and Abhishek with us. They will let us all know about their protest which is going on in Prince Edward Island. So let's get this thing started. क्या हाल है भाई?
ਵਧੀਆ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੀਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ
ठीक ठीक भाई तुसी दसो
बस बढ़िया। तो पहले तो बताओ अपने बारे में कि हाँ कहाँ से हो आप and why you came to Canada, why choose this country?
फर्स्टली मेरा नाम रुपिंदर पाल सिंह माई बर्थ प्लेस इज़ पंजाब इंडिया मैं भाई कैनेडा आया सीगा 2019 एज अ स्टूडेंट एंड मैं कैनेडा चूज़ किया सीगा बिकॉज मेरा ड्रीम सीगा कि मैं एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बना तो मैनू उदों सो लग्या कि कैनेडा होगा जिथे मैं अपनी लाइफ स्टार्ट करूँगा ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ मूव होया सीगा इत्थे ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੰਟਰੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵੀਰੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਅਭਿਸ਼ੇਕ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ 2021 ਚ ਆਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ 2021 ਚ ਸਤੰਬਰ ਚ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਡਨ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ 2022 ਦੇ ਦਸੰਬਰ ਚ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਦੈਨ PEI ਮੂਵ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਪੀਸਫੁਲ ਆ। ਇਟਸ ਫਾਰ ਬੈਟਰ ਦੈਨ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਰਸ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਕੋਈ ਜੋਬ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ। ਇਹ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਦਾ ਬੈਟਰ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ।
ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂ ਸੈਡ ਤੁਸੀਂ 2021
ਹਾਂਜੀ
when did you came to PEI?
I came to PEI in 2023 January.
Okay, so it's been close to 1.5 years.
Yes.
So everybody is seeing this big thing which is happening in PEI these days, protest, right? What is it about? And why, at the first place, why is this protest, right? I just want to spread out what you guys are doing and why is this protest here at the first place?
The reason protest is here at first place is because we demand fairness. We want fair decision making. Definitely certain decisions were made by provincial government which were not in favor for most of the people. And currently we are protesting because there was sales and services was eliminated in February 2024 by PNP nominations by provincial government. But we were working in those sectors from more than a year now. Most of us was working more than a year and a half on the same jobs in sales and services sectors and food sectors. Now we are not eligible in order to apply for nominations. We are eligible to apply for nominations, but we are not guaranteed if we'll get the nominations because they eliminated and reduced 25% in sales and services specifically.
You're talking about the rules, right? What are those rules look like for a person who wants to get a PR here, and why they are not in favorable to you guys? If you think you can elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, so basically when I moved here, what rules were till July 18th, 2023, there was 3 major fields we can apply for nominations. Critical, express and skilled. In critical we were supposed to work for like 6 months with a designated employer, and we were supposed to get paper, and we were supposed to get nominations without any draws. We just used to submit our nomination and we used to get that after 6 months, and then we were eligible to apply for PNP nominations. And once we get our PNP, we were eligible to apply for federal PR. But in express we were supposed to get 1 year experience. Then we apply for our expression of interest. Once we receive it, no point system, no issues whether you work in sales and services, no issues whether you were working in construction or healthcare. You were getting equal respect, equal importance, because every work is essential, every work is important. So, and third field is skilled. If you had 2-year overall experience within Canada, or if you have 1 year experience in NOC B job from any other province or any NOC B job all across world. You were supposed to get 9 months experience in knock B in any field, and then you were supposed to apply for nomination, and you used to get it whenever the next best draw was, and then you were eligible to apply for PNPs. This is how it was. But what was done in July 18th, 2023, they introduced point system. Well, when we moved here, we didn't see that. A deal is a deal is a deal. What we saw and what we got delivered is totally different thing, right?
Okay.
This is what we are up against. We are asking that, as we were here long before new rules were implemented, so why we are impacted because of those rules? We were saying we were here long before those rules were implemented, right?
You guys are right in your own terms, right? So, and I totally appreciate that. So, second thing I want to ask is, let's go a little bit backwards. You said you wanted to become an entrepreneur, that's why you came here. But you came here on study, right? So, and now you are going for PRs, right? So first thing I want to ask you guys is, in what were you studying?
Business accounting.
Okay, so you were a business accounting student. So you were in Toronto before or somewhere else?
Ontario, Chatham.
Ontario. And you used to work there as well?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I just want to ask you about this particular thing which is going on in PEI. How did this all started? Why it's become why, like how it become a thing now?
Yeah, so basically, like, as he's my elder brother, so we are living together since like 1 year, and he's just left with like 1 month work permit.
Okay.
Like, I still have 2 years work permit,
Okay.
but like, he's still left with 1 month work permit, and he has already completed his experience. Note him, like, more than like 1,000 people are impacted by the rule change.
Okay.
So like, we were just sitting one day together after our work, like he was in attention, like, because he's only left with one month work permit, and he'll need to go back to India. The options he have, either he can go on visitor visa, he can go on, like, he can take the study again, or he can take a LME.
Yes.
And then if you go on visitor visa, so right now, like, just yesterday a new rule came out. So if we go on visitor visa again, we won't be able to go on study visa. And if we go for study visa, we won't be able to get like postgraduate work permit again, because it's like once in a lifetime opportunity, right? So he was in a kind of tension, so I just supported him. I said, like, we can go for a protest, and hopefully, like, they will listen our demands, and might be like we can get more transparency on the draws, or we can be grandfathered in, because we were into the province long back when the rules were implemented. And this is how like everything started.
So this is how everything started, and what is coming out from this protest? Like what are the outcomes of this protest you are doing?
Yeah. No, definitely the first outcome is we are getting is that we can stand for ourselves. Protesting is the last option. Protesting means you are making people aware that at this moment you're helpless and you need support from people in order to get the right thing done, a fair thing done. This is what a protest means. Protest means that you needed to be heard. You wanted to be heard and you want people to support you for the right cause. What outcomes we are getting? Firstly, as a protesting PEI, we are making people aware that what was going on. We are reaching ministers because we know they have to take certain decisions at certain times, but even sometimes they are not aware with ground reality. So we are the positive impact. The outcome we are getting is we are making them aware with the ground realities. We want them to know that this is what has been done by you, which have impacted this many lives, this many futures.
So do you think they doesn't know that before implementing the rules?
This is what feels like from our perspective at this moment. people who are suffering. We are like, when we do a big gathering, big blackout, we get around 400 to 500 people. If we are here, we are not here because we want to have a picnic party. We are here because we are in pain. We have no other option. We are hopeless. We are helpless. We want our government to acknowledge us that yes, yeah, they did make the rule, but what about people who were already here, who never knew that this will be the new rules? We slept at night, and once on the time we woke up, we see this is what's happened. Like shock, mental stress, how it impacted many of our lives. People lost the work permit. They had to leave the country because they were left with no options.
Okay. So you said about blackouts and you said about people who already left, right? Do, so do you guys know anyone who already left because of this? And second question is about the blackouts, right? So blackout means that the people are leaving their work for a day and they are joining you, and I believe they are going on marches with you guys, right?
Yes.
And this is just you want to show that we are not the only one who will gonna get impacted. If a
Yes.
lot of workers gonna take off from their companies or from their, let's say, from their work, I mean
Employers.
the PEI all like economy thing, right?
Yeah.
You're,
Yeah,
you're
their
trying
business
to,
will be impacted.
yeah, okay. And what about these blackouts? Like I have seen some videos. I was there once a day, one day that a lot of people were gathered and they were marching in the downtown, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's a kind of
What-
work strike.
yeah, work strike.
Yeah.
So what, like anyone have anyone have acknowledged that from the higher ups, or it's all in vain?
So like as of now, like we have not heard anything from any government officials.
Mhm.
Like if you might be aware of, like we were on hunger strike last week.
Yeah, let's come to that afterwards. Let's
Yeah.
just
So
focus
as
on the march thing,
Yeah.
like the blackouts.
yeah, so
What came out from that? What are the outcomes of that?
yeah, so like the very first like blackout or work strike like we had on 16th of May. So we started the march from PNP office to like show building, and when we reached out over there, so like we started getting phone calls from general admin office to book an appointment, and even he did had a one-on-one with general admin officers. He is the director of workforce and population growth. He did had a one-on-one with her, and then like the second blackout work strike we did was on 23rd of May, because like we got an invitation from Legislative Assembly. We had a chance to speak over there, and Rupinder and Jasprit did speak over there as well. So that was the like second time when we did had like mass gathering. And if we talk about like today also like we did had a mass gathering, and we got immense support from the PEI Islanders. And yeah, so like we want to live in PEI, we love PEI, and we just need help from locals.
Okay.
What helped with blackout is, what was the main motive was to make them aware that this many people will be losing their regular jobs, this many business will be impacted. Like for example, if you'll see at our local Tim Hortons, you will see 10 people working in a day. As of now, I see that only 4 people will be remaining, 4 trained people will be remaining in upcoming months, because I know those people are gonna lose their work permits. Regular trained employees, for an employer, will be losing a job. It's impactful for employer as much as employee is impactful. It's impactful for both of them. That's why mostly over 40 to 50 employers from locally in Charlottetown, some big employers with big names are supporting us too in it, and even Chamber of Commerce in PEI, CEO, President of Chamber of Commerce, Bianca McGregor, she did speak on our behalf. She did referred legislative in order to help us, and gave the recommendations as our demands, that this is needed to be fulfilled from employers too. This is how impactful the blackouts were, that employers got to know the importance that if if these regular workers who have trained experience won't be working for me, they will be as impactful as we are. Like, for example, if you're an employer, right? A person is regularly working for you for 2 years. He's one of the trained employees. A newcomer cannot fill his shoes in next 2 years until or unless that person is not from specific field. For me personally, we chose a specific fields, business, and we did grow in that. But now recent changes, what they did, we can only get nominations in healthcare and construction. Blackout, work strike motives are all work are essential. A job is a job.
So you basically stand for all the people.
Yes.
I mean, you said you're not working as a T-Morton employee, right? You
Yeah.
are working as a telecommunication
Yes.
person, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of your niche there. Okay. So on that hunger strike, brother, you mentioned
Yeah.
before. So like when did that happen? And you said it stopped.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
While earlier we were talking, you said it stopped, and
Mhm.
I just want to know like why it was stopped, and if it. I'm not against it. Like you stopped it. Why? It's just I want to know.
Mhm.
Like we want to know about that. Like why it was started at the first place, and if it was stopped, why it was stopped, and that's yeah.
Yeah, so basically the hunger strike was started on 23rd of May after we spoke in Legislative Assembly. That was the last option that we were left with. And it continued for a week, and like we had paramedics and like everyone was like feeling low because like we ate nothing, and for last 2 days like we were on dry hunger strike. We like even we did not drink a water as well.
Okay.
And then like we had a girl who was unconscious, and she was in emergency as well.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically the reason why it was stopped, like we got a call from director of immigration, who is Jeff Young. He did ask for a list like how many people are impacted by this rule change, so they can contact them. So we did provide them the list, but again like now they're asking for one-on-one. We did went for a one-on-one as well. They called cops on us. They asked like we went to PNP office. We have an emails as well. You can stop by between 8 to 4 p.m.
No,
And
hold on.
yeah.
You said they asked you to stop the strike.
Yeah.
And they asked you to do the one-on-one.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned cops.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
They have called cops on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is that?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I'll just explain you. So they took a list from us,
Okay.
and they said like we will contact you, and because the information is confidential, and we'll do one-on-one with every people who's getting impacted.
Okay.
So we were fine with that.
Okay.
And at very first day, like we were like about 20 to 25 people who went inside, had a one-on-one.
Okay.
But they have the outcomes. You can take visitor visa, you can go for LMIA.
So
you can,
they were giving the
yeah,
general,
yeah,
like general outcomes.
yeah. So which
General procedures they were telling
Excuses.
yeah. So which on the second day we had like mass gathering again. We went inside for one-on-one again. So Jeff Young was like Mr. Director. He was right in front of everyone. We did ask him in front of every people. We did ask, does anyone want to get an LMIA? Everyone answered no. Does anyone want to have visitor visa or study visa? Everyone answered no. And he didn't mention like he does only have these outcomes. So my question to him was like, what you're doing since 9th of May, since we started the protest? He didn't mention like we're just looking into it. And it's been like more than 1 month, and yeah, so we did not get any input. And again, I'll just come to the co-ops parts as well.
Sorry.
Yeah, so basically on the second again, like we were gathered, they called security. We went inside again. So there was no board that you can't come inside or trespassing board. Because we had an emails you can stop by between 8 to 4 p.m. So we went according to that, right?
So a lot of guys were gathering.
Yeah, about like 50 to 60 people, more than that.
on that day.
Okay, and because they have emailed you, you can stop by.
Yeah.
So and you gathered 50-60 people
Yeah.
and you went there.
Yeah.
No,
Because
the email said that
you can-
anybody who feels like they can swing by
Oh,
from 8
they
to
said
4,
that
they sent
anybody-
emails.
I mean, I do have an email as
We
well.
can
if you
share
can-
the email
fine.
with you,
Yeah.
and definitely if you can add it too, definitely that'll be a great thing. It says, please swing by anytime in between 8 to 4 at 94 address. It was mentioned that. So people were there, they were waiting for their one-on-one, and they called cops, they called that we are trespassing. There was no limit mentioned. There was no such details that only specific amount of people can be in building. And when we were going there, we were asked to leave forcefully. And now it seems it's a private building since they locked it. This is what's been going on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So like even we are now even forced to not like now like we are feeling like even our voice are not even being heard. They are trying to pitch our voices down, not even make us audible to people. Like it's like they're trying to demolish us so people don't get to know what they are doing. Like now even we have faced like several issues while we were doing while we are protesting, like as there was ongoing hunger strike, and even we are protesting 24/7. We are protesting 24/7. We are outside at nights too. We are protesting.
And basically the three of your demands, which are to be grandfathered in the rules and to
I'll
have,
explain.
sorry. Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so basically our three demands are, it's not our demands. These are amendments they can do easily. Three things are, we need to be grandfathered as we were here long before new rules were implemented. Second demand we have that where we need fair PNP draws for everybody. Like people who even started their experiences after July, specifically, they mentioned that they introduced point system in July, right? People were aware who came after July. But still, there should be an eligible criteria for everybody. No, not everybody can make 65 point. We need no point system at all.
Okay.
So no point system at all, and we want all eliminated sector to be added back, and we want all the draws should be unpaused. Like we want draws for truckings, we want unpaused draw for everything. Even we want them to unpause AIP too. AIP is an Atlantic program. It is paused as well. We want them to extend, our third demand is we want them to extend, help us getting our work permit extended, and we want them to help people whose work permits are already expired while waiting for draws in their false hopes.
Okay. So as you are saying that you want three things, so why do you think it can be a problematic question to you guys as well? Why do you think that these guys or these upper level guys, right? I mean the ministers or whatsoever, the immigration department, why should they help you?
That's really a good question.
No, I'm just
No,
asking.
basically, no.
Why do you think that the PEI government or in immigration in general, right? You guys came on study permit, you guys took your work permit, right? So now, as you said, you want three things to be implemented, or three things back to go
Yes.
wherever it was. So why do you think Canada should help you, or why do you think the immigration department should help you, or they are obliged to help you in those terms? So
No, I definitely have a perfect answer to this.
Mhm.
So when we got here, we definitely saw a different thing. Firstly, let's start from beginning.
Yeah, sure.
So when we came to Canada, even though I came as a student, but it's mentioned on their site IRCC, it's a dual content. Even if I'm on a study permit, even if I'm a visitor, even if I'm a work permit holder, I am more than welcome to apply for PR. I can choose my pathways, I can choose my field, and I can apply for permanent residence. This is what it is. This is what is mentioned in IRCC official site. It's a dual content. So firstly,
When do you say dual content? I'm not understanding that.
Yeah, I'll just explain you more. So basically,
Yeah.
like whenever we apply for study visa,
Uh-huh.
so we do they do ask for a statement of purpose, which we
Absolutely.
explain like I choose this college, I'll be studying over there, and dual intent does mean like suppose like I'm coming on student visa, right? I can still write it down over there. Like if I do like the country, still I'll I'll love to stay over there. So while we came to Canada, we did had a dual intent into our statement of purpose. Like if we do like the country, we'll stay back after our study visa. And as per the rules, so whenever we complete our study visa, right, we can get our post graduation work permits, and then we have the pathways for our permanent
So
residency.
you are saying that it has been when you have decided to come to Canada, it was
Yeah.
listed on the website of the Canadian government website. It was listed there that you can follow this pathway, right?
Yeah, you can have dual intent basically.
You can definitely check IRCC website right now.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is what is mentioned.
Uh-huh.
And the reason it's not like they should fulfill our demands. We are asking them, it's not like they're obliged to fulfill it. Basically, they did change the rules. But what we are asking them, perhaps they might not be aware if it is gonna impact this many amount of people. And even now people are coming out, they're showing their face. Even when people are saying that they are impacted because of their unfair decision making, how can they change the rules mid game? They cannot change the rules mid game. Either it's in the beginning of game or either it's after the game.
Yeah.
So this is what we are up against. It's not like they're obliged to fulfill our demands. It's like we are just asking them to do the right thing. If they will do the right thing, definitely our demands will be easily fulfilled because that is the right thing to do. It's not like we are telling them to do the right thing. It's like what is the right thing. It's about transparency. It's about what should be the clear version to put the things.
So, do you think that because now if they are saying that they do not need any more workers, right? Because I believe that is why it is happening. Right? Everything is so now they have said that there will be no more draws, or they are delaying the draws, or they have said they will need 65 points for the PNPs, as you said. So, do you think that this is appropriate thing, and if you think yes or no, on what behalf do you think that, and why should they? I'm gonna ask you this question again, right? Before we have said this question, and so why do you think you guys should they why do they should be doing these do follow your
Demands.
demands?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so basically, like when we came to country, right, as an international student, so we have paid like 4 times fees than the like if we could say
Domestic
that,
students.
yeah, domestic
Yes.
students, and moreover, like when I came to Canada in 2021, like we had a GIC, which is a kind of fund like we need to pay to like government or like to banks. So and we get monthly about like $670 for our expenses, right? Initially, like I contributed $10,000 at that time. I paid like more than 30 to $40,000 into my fees as well, right? And then right now they have increased the GIC as well to 20,000, and moreover, students are paying about 40 to 50 thousand dollars into their fees as well, right? So if we come back to the point, I've been not me, we have been contributing to the economy, right? And as being on temporary visa or temporary resident, I've been getting charged for my CPP as well. I've been contributing to that, which if I go back to my home country, I'll never get that back.
Okay. Yeah.
No, like if the matter of fact is he wanted to say is that we want to say is if we have been getting charged for our CVVs, pension plans since day first we are in Canada, since day first we start our first job till now, the time we lose our work permits if we are not permanent resident and we have to leave the country, why are we not getting that? If this is what, like, we have been contributing the economy in the meantime, we were here, we were working jobs, a single job, two jobs, three jobs, one way or another we were contributing to economy. As of PEI, if you think in PEI, personally I've been here in more than 1.5 year. When I was here until now, I seen like 10 to 15 businesses which are new. It means place is developing. Things develop well when new people join in. It means PEI is growing. Canada is growing. New businesses means new people, new idea. New idea comes with new people. Well, people are coming in, they are contributing. It means they are doing right thing. Taxpayers who pays, like, government is here to do the right thing. Government, people elect government so they can help people wisely and fairly. As if we see Honorable Justin Trudeau, first time he started his campaign 10 years ago, his slogan was, "A Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian." It means once you are in Canada, once you get everything sorted out, if you are here, no racism, human being is treated fairly, everyone is treated fairly, any color, any race, everyone. Every decision is made fairly. And even if a decision has been made, and definitely amendment has been made, what we saw in Manitoba, they did change the decision that they made. They helped people extending their work permit. It means if they change the decision, it means definitely it's not like people were opposed to the decision they made. It means they realized that this wasn't the right thing to do. Last year, 2023, Saskatchewan did implement some new rules to their immigration policy, but people who were already there, they grandfathered them in, and they gave 3 months extra to people in order to complete their experience, and they will still be grandfathered under previous rule as they got in, because new rules are always for new people, and immigration knows this. This is why we want them to acknowledge and what's waiting them. And this, even we are not even getting some solid answers, not a solid person to come stand by that decision, that hey, this was the reason we took it. What we have been getting is those are excuses.
And you are there from almost a month now.
We started this protest, basically us, Mr. Abhishek, and he was the one who thought about it. Even still, he is left with like hundreds of options. But still, what's happening currently is unfair. This is what we are up against. We are up against unfair that is happening to people, and it's not like specifically we are affected. All communities. A student who is a student in PI, he is affected. Hundreds of lives, thousands of lives has been affected by now, and more will be impacting.
And I want to ask, if these rules or if these protocols of the government stays in place and they don't do anything about your demands or about anything, do you think you can go back home and start a new life, or are there any ways by which you can see your future?
Sure thing. No, firstly, if government don't listen to us, it shows that how unfair decision making is in place. People voices are not being heard. It means definitely what will come to my mind first thing first, as if we are not their vote bank. It means they don't even think of us. Like, it means humanity is lacking, human rights are lacking, and people emotions, future, everything is on stake at this moment. The things we have been working hard, definitely going back wasn't the option when I chose to migrate to Canada. It wasn't the option that I chose of, and definitely that isn't the option either. going back.
Okay.
Definitely, there might be some other plans, but definitely what we want is government doing the right thing. If they did the right thing, that option we definitely don't even have to think of. So that's why we are 100% with good faith. We have 100% good faith on the ruling government, and we want them to do the right thing. Then going back, that is, if we are left with no options, that is a forceful thing. That is another case. Definitely haven't planned anything about it, because never thought that this government we have trust and faith in will do such thing that will mess up hundreds of thousands of lives.
And I believe so. These rules, you are just in PEI, right? All over the Canada, there will be a lot of people who are suffering from this, from these kind of rules or this kind of immigration problems. Obviously, right? Okay.
Moreover, like we won't be able to face our parents as well. Like if we go back to our home country, like how we can face our parents, because like I did promise them like I'll be back like once I become responsible, once I see my better future, and once and moreover like
Oh.
Me and you were talking
yeah.
before we.
Mhm.
I mean, downstairs we were there and we were talking about you. You said something that after you will get a PR, your plan was to go for higher education because of.
No, definitely. Like me personally, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I want to run several businesses at same time. So I had my plan. I thought I will go to college and get my business schooling done. I had a field choice for me.
So, I have one more question for you guys. So you see a lot of people saying, especially not immigrants, the Canadian people are saying that they do not need any more immigrants. So I was watching the videos of yours as well regarding your land. You said right that you have bought some land with as a co-signer. And the second thing is, do you have any message for Canadian people? Because I've heard a lot about this. I'm also an immigrant, right? Because sometimes yes, we face a little bit of passive racism kind of thing, but it's fine. Sometimes we think that is, but sometimes there isn't. But it's just depend on how we think at a different, like how we think in a situation, right? So I want to ask you guys, when you are there at in a tent, basically, right? It's a tent, and you're sleeping there. What kind of response you are getting from the government? From not from the government. I'm not asking about like anything about government. I'm asking about from locality. What are you experiencing, and are you facing anything which you think is it's unethical, or you are getting support from the islanders, or because obviously everybody is not same,
Yes.
right? As I was listening to another some person who was on the YouTube, which were coinciding both like international students. I was an international student too at a time, at like once. So they are they're saying that we as international students, we are same as those guys who are living. He mentioned some guy from British Columbia. I don't want to name. I don't want to put anything on it. It's just that everybody is different. Everybody have different nature. But if you have any message for, especially for the islanders, for for the community, if somebody is hating the immigrants, if you have any messages for them or anything you want to say, and for yourself as well,
No,
or for your
definitely.
people who are
Voting.
supporting you guys, right? They were coming out, living in the tents. I don't know how you guys manage it. I've been there once, and I mean, I don't even want to go into it. It's that bad. Staying there, living in the tent, in the nights, in the morning. Sometimes it's raining. Sometimes it's too much hot. Sometimes it's too much cold. It's Canadian weather. We all know that, Do you have any messages for the?
No, definitely there are a couple of things that I would like to mention. First thing first, that Canada is land of immigrants.
Mhm.
Everybody is an immigrant in Canada.
Yeah.
Until or unless you're a native Canadian, everybody is an immigrant in the country. So definitely, even sometimes it's hard for me to understand what is the real reason of the most like racism that sometimes we have to face while being outside or while even in regular jobs, or if you check social media these days, I see the hate in people. Firstly, I used to think that people are not bad, it's the circumstances that make them choose the wrong thing or different options, right? Which is because nobody thinks he's wrong, everybody is right in their own picture, and definitely they consider anybody else, they can definitely, everybody want to make themselves look better and other person wrong, nobody want to accept that they are wrong. So as an international student, I feel like this is really a soft target for anybody to be aiming at in order to blame for anything. I see that mostly people who don't have good faith and do negative comments or hate comments, the reason I see that they seem to say that immigrants are the reason behind housing and healthcare crisis and we are taking their jobs. It's not like we are taking the jobs. Who can work, they're doing the jobs.
And one thing I feel a little bit, I want to add something in it. That an immigrant, right? There is no shame in it that we are not that good in English, or we have our own native language which we speak. We speak near around 3 or 4 different languages, and they also in Canadians they speak French and English, right? The English is just a way of communicating, right? It's not something by which you can mark somebody's intelligence.
Yes, 100%.
So that is one way to put it. Another way is sometimes we want to say something else, and
We
it
are
it it doesn't create that picture in their mind. So it's not their fault. It's on us that we are not being able to
express the same
express the
feeling and
right
make them
feelings, right?
understand the same thing the
Yeah,
right
but
way.
I believe that's okay. I don't think that's a bad thing or anything. I think even though when you put that question, when you put it out there that you have land, I was I asked you what do you mean about it? Then you
Yeah.
said it means that you have co-signed something, and then now you can't return to your own land. You meant that if like why did the government put that
Yeah,
policy?
like if they knew that they're gonna change it after some time and they don't want people to be here and they want them to leave forcefully, why were it an eligibility? Why like there were no restrictions? I was allowed to buy,
Yeah,
but why I'm not allowed to stay?
I think that has been changed recently, right? That
Yeah, this is
illegals
what
cannot buy land or anything in
yeah,
Canada
this is
now.
what like I took the opportunity before. So as I have that, what would I do? I cannot even sell it. I cannot even be here. I cannot even do benefit, but what's in it for me? Why I have to suffer? This is what. So this is a message to islanders and the difficulties as you asked for before. Difficulties we have been facing sometime on a dark weekend. We see people throw things at us. Drunk people. We see other day, like few drunk people threw beer cans, like glasses on us. A glasses bottle. It might have hurt somebody and like few several people. It's dark at night, you can't even see people coming at you, you see anonymous people getting the place where you're just sitting and trying to deliver the message that hey, we are suffering and we are. Me personally, I pay $950 for my rent for my room, and I'm sleeping outside since May 23rd on the roads in the tent. How cool is that? I don't feel that government sees that. It's really loud and clear. Even I'm under no crisis and still I have to suffer. So firstly, the message I have for islanders is thank you for the sport, and we respect the sport and we definitely want the sport until we get it done. We want the right thing to happen, and we want it to happen as soon as possible. That's why the next best plan is for 19th June. We are doing another big blackout plus hunger strike. So we want everybody of our people to join us on 19th of June. All communities, islanders, please be outside of your home. It's a nice day, and we want them to receive the right message in the right way, because there's another draw on 20th of June. So let's see if we can show them real numbers, real faces, how many people are affected. If we can bring out gathering of around 1,000 people on that day, so they will know that this is the mistake they committed and this is the right time to do the right thing. So this is what we want for 19th of June. We want people to come out of their homes, islanders, affected people, sporters, even if you got your PR done, even if you have already applied for it, still it is time to sport the right thing. We don't demand free, we demand fair, no exceptions. This is what we are against. And for those people who have negative things to say, negative comments to make, only 3 words for them: God bless you guys. Nothing more than that.
You know, I was not expecting God bless you, to be honest.
That's it.
And like I have a message for islanders as well. Like we love PEI. We want to stay in PEI. We just need your support.
And
We
help.
need help.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Alrighty then. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
guys,
no,
for
thank
coming.
you, brother.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
And
for having us.
no, I really hope that something good comes out of this thing for you all. And that will be a big thanks to the PEI government and also to the federal government as well.
And this is in for Canadians now, because this isn't the real Canada. Canada is for helping people getting the right thing done in right time and in
Yeah,
right manner.
I think people say a lot of bad things for us.
But definitely there are people who are supporting us too, which shows that there are numbers who are already
Yeah,
awake.
I mean, people say a lot of bad things as coming back. Like I'm immigrant as well, right? So people say a lot of bad things sometimes, but there are a lot of people who are good too.
Yeah.
Right. That is a minority section who says bad things.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's not a majority. Canada is a good
Minority,
place to
yeah.
live. Canada is, and the government is good too. And no matter what party is ruling or whoever is coming in, I hope everyone sees an immigrant as good persons, and we all contribute to their economy, right?
And at the end, brother, you only have one life to live. Live happily and let people live
Of course,
happily,
man.
because you don't even know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow or no. So let live and let people live happily. So this is my message, that this is what Canada is all about. Live and let live happily. So if people are saying they're in pain, they are hopeless and helpless, definitely people should be coming out of their homes to help them, because if somebody helps us when we need help for the right cause, definitely we will be always in front to help people who need help for the right
And
cause.
I believe that sometimes even there is something which is going on in a wrong manner for a country or for anything. Right? It all comes down to the immigrant or the outer people.
No, definitely, because this
So,
is the soft
it's
corner
fine.
and target. Yeah.
It's fine. We will all get there somehow.
Yes.
And yeah, God bless you guys.
Yeah, everybody.
Thanks,
Yeah.
God bless
God
you.
bless everybody. God bless
All right.
Canada. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.